to federate. So another feature with our records management product is the capability to federate. In other words, to manage the records in place. So large customers, not uncommon, they have multiple enterprise content management systems, but they don't want to go out and buy multiple records management systems. They'd like one system to manage the content no matter where it's stored. And we do that through what we call our Records Federation Services. So I have here just a couple of screenshots, and we talk about workflow, we talk about business process management, and I've captured some of these screenshots to show you that through a simple business process, we can do a records declaration. And then again, we use that same business process management capability, in this case, to help support a vital records program. As records managers, we all know the importance of understanding what our vital records are. Again, vital records, the records we need if there's a disaster that we need to reconstitute our business. We need to know where those records are. We need to have a process in place to do reviews on these records to make sure that they're handled accordingly. And we help do that with our business process management capability. And that's what I'm showing you in the bottom there is an example of our workflow.
So as we described, we're combining the physical and the electronic records. So the capabilities that Frank just described are combined with the traditional physical tracking capabilities of Accutrac, managing the physical workflow in business process. So the acts of actually classifying a physical record, generating a barcode label, and tracking it as it circulates through your office in its active state, managing the life cycle as it becomes inactive, goes into a box, goes to storage in Iron Mountain, and allows you to manage the transactions, sending boxes, retrieving boxes, and doing it all in one system. And of course, applying the policy for retention and holds to that information. So those are the two aspects that we're tying together through the applications. On top of that, a big part of the partnership is to take our retention experience, our capability in designing records programs, and we're developing templates within our retention schedule accelerators. So by industry, we're giving you the templates to develop your file plan and improve the speed of implementation for your solution.
You know, when we did this integration between the two products, between the IBM InfoSphere Enterprise Records and the Iron Mountain Accutrac, before we actually did any software coding, we kind of sat down and said, what are some of really the key design concepts we want to embrace and make sure we follow through? So we want to make sure this is optimized for performance, because we know a lot of our customers now, they have millions and billions of records. We want to make sure there's a common user interface. We don't want to have to train somebody how to work in this application, then train somebody how to work in that application. We really want one single unified application to do this in. But more importantly, we also want to keep all of these records, regardless of whether they're physical or electronic, we want to keep them linked and have visibility to the processes that help create these records in the first place. And we also want to leverage the metadata. You know, all these records have metadata, and metadata is things like a subject and things like dates, like a creator or like an event. We want to leverage that metadata so that we can use the metadata to make it easier for you to find records, but also use the metadata to execute and launch different business process activities to help us automate these records processes.
And let's talk for a second about how the technology accomplishes that. So we have used the APIs for both systems and developed a console that integrates the key elements between the systems, and we'll take a look at where those actually occur. So we've used web services, we have linked the tables, and we have made sure that the functional areas of classification, search, disposition, holds, file circulation and tracking, and the business process workflow between the systems, that they maximize the business process through the use cases of the two systems. And I'll let Frank talk a little bit about the benefits, and then we're going to take a look at those points of integration.
Yeah, so we've seen some really good benefits with this integration, and we actually have some customers that would love to chat with you to tell you about some of these benefits. But first of all, we've seen the robust features to make the job easy for the record staff. We've improved the access and make it easier for business users to find these records. We've now connected and made visible the processes that created these records. We have now more qualitative records. We've helped to reduce the risks and the costs associated with records. We're able to better audit and monitor. I hope you all are aware of the ISO standard 15489 for records management. There's a key section in there that talks to auditing and monitoring and why that's so important and why you should do that. You should do that often. We now are able to help do that better for you for your entire records program. And again, having that consistent